Hi, my name is Kyle Taysom, and this is an introduction to our lot management tools. Lot management is a set of tools we put together to try to make it easier to make good decisions for diet formulation based on multiple samples. So within our sample management center, lots are defined within an account and then within a farm. If we click find, we'll get a list of our active lots. These would typically be your active feeds on the farm. If you're doing lot management for a feed mill, this would be the active ingredients in the mill. We have three buttons here: archive, reports, and resample. I'm going to start with the reports page because that's where most of the action is at. In the reports page, what we're trying to do is make it easy to visualize what changes are happening in your feed, and then if there are changes, trying to get you to one nutrient specification that you can use to formulate the diet. So based on your feed type, we're going to pick 4 nutrients that we think are important. This happens to be a corn silage lot, so we have moisture, fiber, fiber digestibility, and starch. If you want to pick different nutrients, every nutrient you've analyzed for in your lot will be in this drop-down list. We'll cover how to set up custom filters in another video. So here in the graphs, hopefully you can visually see quickly what's happening. NDFD in this lot seems to be a little bit higher recently. Moisture may be a little bit lower recently. The first thing I would encourage you to do when trying to put together a nutrient spec to formulate from is to throw out outlier samples. So here we see an NDF value of 39. Every other sample in this lot says our NDF value is between 33 and 35. So I'm just going to click on that sample. You'll notice it then throws that sample out for our NDF, but it also throws that sample out for every other nutrient. Here we're just saying that's a bad sample and we don't want it represented in our data set. Then we have to choose the number of samples to put in to our average. So we're looking for how many of the recent samples do we think represent today's feed. Here's 3 moisture values that are pretty close and different than the earlier ones. I think if we looked at this last 3 NDFD time points, they're fairly similar and different from the early ones. Starch and NDF don't seem to have changed much. So I'm going to say we're going to use the last 3 samples to calculate our nutrient spec. I'll click apply. Then we need to pick an averaging type. In most cases, I'm going to recommend a simple average. If we've thrown out our outliers and we've decided on a set of samples that are representative today, a simple average is a pretty safe way to go. We have other options for exponential and most representative sample. They have different use cases and we'll cover those in different videos. Here I'll click publish report. On this page we're just deciding the formats we want, so we can get the XML, which automatically loads into most ration programs, CSV, which is just Excel files, and then a PDF with or without graphs. I'm going to download those files. Alternatively, there is a place here where you can publish them directly to an email address if you'd like. Open up the PDF. If you have any customized report settings, like a customized logo, header, footer, or nutrient list, those will apply to this report. The unique thing we're doing here is building in exactly the graphs that you built from the lot management system. So we're showing the changes over time. We're also showing which samples you threw out as outliers. I think this is useful to go back to the farm and say, here's what's changing the feed. This is why we're changing the diet formulation. In this text area, we're just describing how that average value was built, the number of samples, the type of averaging, and any excluded samples. Then our nutrient list, the value column is the values that you're going to formulate from. The min and the max are just to show the range of the samples in that lot. I'll jump back to our lot management page to show how to start a new lot. So once we've entered our account and our farm name to start a new lot, we can click add. This is just like entering individual samples, except we need a unique lot name here. We'll say test lot 812. And we pick our product, subproduct, a package, and we can click submit. Lot management does offer the option to do sampling reminders or sample scheduling. We'll cover that in a separate video. So we'll click submit. This gives us our 6-digit number that we can write on the sample bag for the first sample in this lot. Simply write that number on the bag and send it to the lab. No need to include any paperwork. Then next time we want to take a sample for that lot, we'll go back to that farm, click find, we'll find that lot, and for the second and future samples we can just use this resample feature. So if we click on the flask, it's going to lock in our account, farm name, and lot name, and then if we wanted to pick a different package we can, otherwise it'll just remember the packages we ordered before. We'll click submit. So this is giving us the 6-digit number for the second sample in that lot. We'll cover more of the advanced features of lot management in future videos. This was simply an overview of the lot management tools.